We're getting ready for the upcoming City Council meeting of Tuesday, the 25th day of September, 2018. From Farmers Branch City Hall, this is the 76th edition of Council Countdown on FBTV. Hello again, everyone. I'm Tom Bryson. During the next few minutes, we're going to go into detail on the upcoming City Council consent agenda and run down other items on the regular agenda at this meeting. First up, after ceremonial items and a report on study session, members of the council will consider items placed on the consent portion of the agenda. There are 4 items on the September 25th consent agenda. Agenda item H1 is to consider approving the minutes of the regular City Council meeting held on September 11th. Item H2 is to consider adopting resolution number 2018-086, approving a negotiated settlement between the Atmos City Steering Committee and Atmos Energy Corporation Mid-Tex Division that adopts a new natural gas rate for the city of Farmers Branch. The city, along with 171 other Mid-Texas cities served by Atmos Energy Corporation Mid-Tex Division, is a member of the Atmos City Steering Committee. In 2007, the Steering Committee and Atmos Mid-Tex settled a rate application filed for an interim rate adjustment commonly referred to as a GRIP filing. That settlement created a substitute rate review process referred to as the Rate Review Mechanism, or RRM. Since 2007, there have been several modifications to the original RRM tariff, with the most recent iteration reflected in an ordinance adopted by steering committee members earlier this year. On or about April 1st, Atmos filed a rate request in which a claim was made that its cost of service in the test year ending December 31st, 2017, entitled them to additional system-wide revenues of $42 million. Application of the standard set forth in the RRM tariff required Atmos to reduce its request to $27.4 million. After a review of the consultant's report, the company offered to settle for a system-wide increase of $25.9 million. Following further negotiations, the Steering Committee's Executive Committee agreed to recommend a system-wide rate increase of $24.9 million. That increase, when allocated to Steering Committee members, results in an increase of $17.8 million. Now, the effective date for the new rates is October 1st, 2018. Steering Committee members should take action approving the resolution before the end of September. Given the fact that Steering Committee demanded that Atmos reflect reduced federal income taxes in its cost of service as reflected in the RRM tariff adopted earlier this year, Atmos reduced its rates in March. The rate increase associated with the resolution is largely offset by lowered federal income taxes, such that out-of-pocket expenses to consumers should be roughly the same under the new rates as what was experienced by customers last winter. Now, the Steering Committee strongly opposed the GRIP process because it constitutes piecemeal rate making by ignoring declining expenses and increasing revenues while rewarding Atmos for increasing capital investment on an annual basis. The GRIP process does not allow any review of the reasonableness of capital investment and does not allow cities to participate in the railroad. In contrast, the RRM process has allowed for a more comprehensive rate review and annual evaluation of expenses and revenues as well as capital investment. The RRM process has proven to be more efficient and less costly. Given Atmos Mid-Tex claimed that its historic cost of service should entitle it to recover $42 million in additional system-wide revenues, the RRM settlement at $24.9 million reflects a savings of $17.1 million. The Steering Committee's Executive Committee, consisting of city employees of 18 members, urges all Steering Committee members to pass a resolution before September 30th, 2018. New rates become effective on October 1st. City Administration recommends approval of Resolution number 2018-086. Agenda item H3 is to consider approving Resolution number 2018-089, allowing a temporary carnival per ordinance number 1770 for the Mary Immaculate Catholic Church Annual Parish Fall Festival at 2800 Bellwood Parkway to be held on October 5th and 6th. Ordinance number 1770 allows a temporary carnival or circus in all zoning districts if prior approval is granted by passage of a resolution of the City Council for such use. A request was submitted by Mary Immaculate Catholic Church to host their 2018 Annual Fall Festival on October 5th and 6th, which will include the use of an outdoor amplified PA system. Last year, approval was granted to host the Fall Festival with provision in the resolution allowing for the use of an outdoor amplified PA system until 9 p.m. on Friday and on Saturday. The same provision has been included in Resolution number 2018-089. However, This provision does not allow the event to violate the city's noise ordinance, which provides that, quote, no person shall make or cause to be made any unreasonably loud, disturbing, and unnecessary noise in the city which is offensive to the ordinary sensibilities of the inhabitants of the city, unquote. The city administration recommends adoption of resolution number 2018-089. And agenda item H4 is to consider approving resolution number 2018-090, affirming the terms and conditions of the interlocal agreement between the City of Farmers Branch and the Dallas County Hospital District, doing business as Parkland Health and Hospital System, for forensic medical examinations and evidence collection services, and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement on behalf of the City of Farmers Branch. The Dallas County Hospital District, doing business as Parkland Health and Hospital, is seeking an interlocal agreement specifying the payment process for forensic medical examination and collection of evidence from victims of alleged sexual assault. The city, through the Farmers Branch Police Department, will pay all costs for the requested forensic medical examination of an alleged sexual assault at a Parkland facility for use in the investigation or prosecution of the offense. The agreement formalizes what is and has been the practice between the hospital and the Farmers Branch Police Department. The costs are paid by the police department to the hospital and then submitted by the police department to the State of Texas Crime Victims Compensation Program for reimbursement. State of Texas law requires that if a sexual assault is reported to a law enforcement agency, within 96 hours of the assault, the law enforcement agency, with the consent of the victim, requests a forensic examination of the victim for use in the investigation or prosecution of the offense. Furthermore, the requesting law enforcement agency shall pay all costs of the examination. On application to the Attorney General, the law enforcement agency is entitled to be reimbursed for the reasonable cost of the examination if the examination was performed by a physician or by a sexual assault examiner or sexual assault nurse examiner. The Farmers Branch Police Department adheres to the law, and it has been the practice to promptly pay the cost of any requested examination to the hospital. The department then submits the itemized bill to the state's Crime Victims Compensation Program for reimbursement. The program reimburses an amount not to exceed $1,000 for dates of crime after July 15, 2016, and an amount not to exceed $700 for a crime prior to that date. The reimbursement usually covers 90 to 100% of the amount paid out by the department. The proposed interlocal agreement formalizes but does not change current practices in regard to paying for these forensic examinations. City administration recommends adoption of resolution number 2018-090. And that was it for the consent agenda. Here are the other items on the regular session before the council at this upcoming meeting. Agenda item I-1 is to conduct a public hearing and consider adopting ordinance number 3529 for a zoning amendment to Plan Development District number 22 to allow hotel uses subject to approval of a specific use permit and a request for a specific use permit with an associated detailed site plan for a hotel located on an approximate 1.82 acre property located on the southern portion of the property at 13998 Diplomat Drive. Agenda item I-2 is to conduct a public hearing and consider adopting ordinance number 3516 for a zoning change from one family residence District 6 to Plan Development District number 102, including but not limited to allowing one family detached residences and municipally owned facilities and establishing development standards for an approximate 3.4 acre site located at the southwest corner of Webb Chapel Drive and Webb Chapel Road, that is, in Golfing Green Drive. Agenda item I-3 is to conduct a public hearing and consider a request from Josie Lane Crossing LLC for final plat approval of Josie Lane Crossing, a replat of Lot 4, Block A, the shops at Branch Crossing. Agenda item I-4 is to conduct a public hearing and consider adopting ordinance number 3530 approving a service and assessment plan and assessment roll for Mercer Crossing Public Improvement District to consider proposed assessments to be levied against the assessable property in the Mercer Crossing Public Improvement District within the City of Farmers Branch pursuant to Chapter 372 of the Texas Local Government Code and levying special assessments. Agenda item J1 is to consider approving resolution number 2018-088, authorizing the execution of a residential demolition rebuild program incentive agreement for the owner of the property at 13561 Braemar Drive. Agenda item J2 is to consider approving resolution number 2018-087, awarding a contract for the Rawhide Creek dredging behind the Mansky Library to Shirley & Sons Construction Company, Incorporated. Agenda item J3 is to consider approving resolution number 2018-088, 2022-092, authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute a contract amendment with Community Waste Disposal for the collection of municipal solid waste and recyclable materials. And agenda item J4 is to consider adopting ordinance number 3534, amending in its entirety Chapter 66, Solid Waste, relating to the regulation of the collection and disposal of solid waste and recyclable materials within the city. In addition, the council may recess into closed session, but will then reconvene into regular session to take any necessary action. And that will do it for the September 25th agenda. Every regular meeting of the Farmers Branch City Council can be seen live on FBTV, that is Spectrum Cable Channel 16. Here in Farmers Branch, AT&T UVerse Channel 99 throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, or online at www.farmersbranchtx.gov. This City Council information program will be made available simultaneous to the agenda posting on the Friday before each regular City Council meeting, and will air prior to the live meetings as well as before all council meeting replays here on FBTV. That replay schedule is at 6 p.m. 7 days a week. All meetings are subject to change, so stay tuned to FBTV for updates and more information. In the meantime, the September 25th meeting of the City Council starts at 6 p.m. Tuesday evening here at Farmers Branch City Hall. We certainly hope to see you here. Until then, for everyone here in the studio, I'm Tom Bryson, and you're watching continuing coverage of the Farmers Branch City Council on FBTV. Please stay with us.